Okay, this is just a quick video on how to install my sport button mod that I've made. It is plug and play, should only take literally a couple of minutes to install. The PCB is heat shrink wrapped, so no need to worry about it being protected or catching on anything. It is already covered and it's fine. So installation is very simple. I mean, how you choose to do it is up to you. My method would be to remove this gear surround, because it literally, you can just pull it up and it unclips. Move it out of the way, and then you can see this foam around the gear lever. So if I just move that out of the way, put my hands underneath, and I can force a bit of elbow grease, but you can force this button up from the underside. You can see it's got two plastic spring retaining clips there. Installation is simple. Unplug the sport button. The female plug of my mod connects to the car's white sport button mod. I assume they're all white. If they're not, it's still going to be that plug. And then the second plug goes into the sports button, and that's it. There is also a little slide switch, and this is what allows you to pick your options. So if you have it to the left, then it will be forced mode, which means no matter what you do with the button, it will always turn it straight back on. To the right is the remembered state, and that means that if you had the sports mode on the last time you used the vehicle, then it will turn it back on again when you get back in the car or you use the vehicle next time. If, however, the button was off, sports mode was off the last time you used the vehicle, it will do nothing. It will leave it turned off. And then in the middle is the default setting, or mode I should call it, and that is the one where all it will ever do is it will just turn it on when you first get in the car, start the engine, whatever. In the remembered state mode and the on at startup mode, the button obviously functions as normal. You turn it on and off as you would normally. In the forced sports mode, the button is kind of irrelevant, because if you press it to turn it off, it will just turn it back on again. Anyway, as you can see, that was super quick to install, and it will just fit in there, so you can poke it back in, poke it back down, and refit the button. A slightly different way of doing it would be, when you push the button out, unplug it, reach under here, push this plug cable through so that you can get to it just here, and then you can repeat the same process. So that plug goes into the female one, and then feed this button. I have to release it, there we go, and then feed this one up and through there for the so that you can reconnect that to your sports button. Push the sport button back in its place, and then this you can just neatly tuck out the way. My preference is to do it this way, because then it's easier to put this sort of switch somewhere you want, because if you change your mind on how you want it to function at a later date, it would literally just take you a couple of seconds to pull this off, and you can then easily reach the switch.